Imagine working on top of a skyscraper without a safety harness. One wrong step and it's over for you. Scary, right? But here's the truth. Many of us are living just like that. We are constantly stressed, financially stretched, and also emotionally drained. We are one crisis away from disaster because we have no margin. Margin is the space between your current reality and your limit. The space between your current reality and your limit. So many of us are just a step away from crisis because we have no buffer zone in our lives. But in today's video, we will be discussing how to create margin in three most important areas of our lives so we can live a life of peace, a life of purpose, and a life of joy. Hey there, this is Gabriel from the Real Success Life Academy channel, where we equip you with personal leadership skills and financial strategies so you can build a life of financial freedom and balance. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, take time to subscribe and hit the notification bell and share this video with friends. And by the way, we have a free resource for you to help you build and put structure to your life and make your life a masterpiece. The 8 most important areas of your life everyone must plan. The link is in the description of this video below. Now let's dive in. Most of us have heard the expression, the last straw that broke the camel's back. You see, it's not the weight of one tiny straw that breaks the camel's back. It is the accumulation of insignificant actions and events that cause a situation to reach its breaking point and thereby bring about a negative outcome. So in the lives of many people, there is an accumulation of stress. There is an accumulation of responsibilities. There's an accumulation of unexpected problems over time until a point when a person reaches his breaking point. You see, we cannot keep going and going hoping we will be able to keep taking on more and more and more without having margin in our lives. Margin is the space between our current reality and our limit. So today we are discussing the 3 most important areas where we have to create margin in our lives so we do not continue to live on the edge and reach the breaking point in our lives. Number 1 is in the area of money, financial margin. We need to create financial margin and stop living from paycheck to paycheck. Many of us earn money on a monthly, on a daily, on a weekly basis, and we end up spending everything and sometimes even more by borrowing. We have little or no savings. Most of us live under the illusion that our salary will keep coming. Most of us live under the illusion that the revenue that is coming in today will never cease. So any income that comes into our hands, any income that comes into our lives, we spend all, and sometimes we spend even more by going into debt. By living this way, we leave no room for margin in our lives. When a financial emergency happens, you wake up one day and your roof is leaking. You wake up one day and your car breaks down, or there is a call from your child's school that there is a medical or health emergency, and here you find yourself not having the capacity financially to take care of that financial situation because you have no margin in your life. Living paycheck to paycheck erodes any form of buffer or margin in our lives. Sometimes you hear people say that my salary is not enough. But think about it. If the unexpected were to happen today, what will you do? We need to create margin. And to create financial margin in our lives is to create a financial safety net. A financial safety net is like an emergency fund that we create in our lives. In order to create a financial safety net in your life, you need to first budget your income and make room for savings. No matter how small, we need to save an amount of money out of our income We also need to avoid unnecessary spending and try to live below our means. If you want a step-by-step guide in developing a financial safety net or an emergency fund that is unbreakable, join the wait list for our upcoming Building an Emergency Fund workshop. The link is in the comments below. The second most important area where we have to create margin is in the area of our daily schedule. We need time margin so we can stop overloading our schedule. You see, most of us say yes to everything. Work demands, social events, extra projects. We keep saying yes and yes. And we do that because most of us do not plan our day. The most effective way to plan your life is to plan on a weekly basis. Every week, you sit down and plan. It's like the boiling frog syndrome. The story is told, if you put a frog in boiling water, it will immediately hop out. However, if you put a frog in lukewarm water and begin to increase the temperature of the water, the frog gets accustomed to the gradual increase in the temperature of the water until it is too late and the frog gets boiled alive. For many of us, this is our situation. We are trapped by the boiling frog syndrome. We keep overloading our schedule to the point where we break down, to the point where our life, our health begins to suffer. We overload our schedule to the point where we do not make time for the most important people in our lives. Our marriages begin to break down. Our children begin to rebel because we have no time in the day for what really matters. So how do we create space in our schedule and build time margin into our lives? Number one, we have to prioritize what truly matters to us. We have to determine what is truly important to you. And in planning your week, you schedule that. You put those into your schedule. Number two, plan your week before others plan your week. It's told, if you don't plan, others will plan for you. Protect your time like you protect your money. The third area where we have to create margin in our lives is in the area of relationships. You see, we are social beings. No man is an island. We were created for relationships. But all too often, relationships break down, not because of major events or major problems. It's because of an accumulation of little or seemingly insignificant events that accumulate over time and bring a relationship to its knees. This happens because most of us are unaware of the concept of an emotional bank account in our relationship. Every relationship has an emotional bank account. An emotional bank account represents the level of trust, the level of goodwill in a relationship. Just like a financial bank account, you make deposits into the emotional bank account with positive actions, and you make withdrawals from the emotional bank account by your negative actions. So every relationship thrives on an emotional bank account. If you make more withdrawals than deposits, the relationship is strained. The relationship breaks down. Each time we build trust in our relationship, we are creating margin. We are creating room. Many of us may be aware or may have seen this in relationships all around us, particularly in the corporate setting. People committed the same mistake. One person is quickly pardoned and the other person is disciplined. The same mistake, but different responses. It's because one person has their emotional bank account full and the other person has a depleted emotional bank account. So how do we build trust in a relationship? How do we build our emotional bank account? Here are 5 ways that we can do that. Number one, understand the individual. Everyone is different. Everyone is unique. And what may be a deposit to one person may be a withdrawal to the other. So we must learn what makes someone valued, what makes our partner, what makes our spouse, what makes our friends feel valued. Everyone is different. What one person will consider a deposit to their emotional bank account may be a withdrawal to the other. Number 2, keep commitments. Follow through and keep commitments. Keep your promises, no matter how small. Broken promises erode trust. So in order to build trust in a relationship, keep your commitments, keep your promises. Number 3, clarify your expectations. Unclear expectations and misunderstanding always lead to the erosion of trust in a relationship. So we must openly and honestly talk about our expectations in our relationships and not assume what the other person thinks or expects. Clarify your expectations. Number 4, attend to the little things. Small acts of kindness go along. Mind the little things that mean a lot to the other person. Number 5, apologize sincerely when you make a withdrawal. We all make mistakes, but when you make a mistake in a relationship, it's important to apologize sincerely. A sincere apology creates trust. A genuine apology can rebuild trust and strengthen the bond in a relationship. So here are the 5 ways that we can build trust in a relationship. Number 1, understand the individual, keep commitments, clarify expectations, attend to the little things, and apologize sincerely when you make a withdrawal. So friends, here are the 3 areas in life where we must be intentional in creating margin so we do not continue to live on the edge. We build margin into our lives to reduce our stress and live more successful and purposeful lives. So which area of your life requires margin? Your finances, your daily schedule, or your relationships? Drop a comment below and I would love to hear from you. And don't forget to grab your free download of the 8 most important areas of life everyone must plan. Join the wait list of our upcoming How to Build an Unbreakable Emergency Fund. The link is in the comment below. Subscribe, like, and share with a colleague. Help someone escape the stress and start building margin into their lives today. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.